Hi, I'm Jackie, and this is Still Becoming, her second chapter. And in my last few videos, I shared with you how menopause has changed my body, my emotions, and even parts of my marriage. But today, I want to talk about something that's even deeper to me. How this season has forced me to ask, what is my sole purpose now? When my body started changing, I couldn't push like I used to. I couldn't distract myself with my business. I couldn't ignore how I felt. And when all of that slowed down, the question got louder. Who am I becoming? For me, sole purpose isn't about a job title. It's about feeling aligned. And that's what I want more than anything. I want to feel aligned with what I'm doing. It's about feeling like my life matters who I am now, not who I was 10 years ago. 11 years ago, when I got into real estate, it was what I wanted to do. I loved the freedom of it. I loved that I was my own boss. I loved that I could make as much money as I put into it. So the more I hustled, the more money I made. Like, I loved all that. I was a single mom, which I know that this story probably relates to a lot of people, but I was a single mom raising two boys. I had bought a house and I was in accounting previously to that. And I was struggling. I was living paycheck to paycheck. I had gotten a second job at Mac. I was doing makeup in the evenings and the weekends, and I was spending less and less time with my boys. Now, at this time, my youngest son was in middle school and my older one was in high school. And it was a very critical time for me to be there. So I needed to figure something out. I had wanted to do real estate back in 2000. I was married to my first husband. I wanted to take the classes to do real estate, and he talked me out of it. He said, that's not a good career to have. You should go back to school and get into college and master in something so that way you could have like a career that's going to, pay you good money. Real estate is just commission. So at the time, I was like, you know what? You're right. You're right. I'm going to go back to school. And I tried it. I tried to go back to school. And it wasn't for me. And it wasn't for me because at that time, my marriage was falling apart. And well, that's a story for another day. But I kicked myself in the butt so much later on in life when I was working in accounting, and I didn't go back to school and I didn't have any kind of degree to do anything. And I decided, okay, just study for your real estate exam and see what happens. So took it, passed it, and been doing real estate for the last 11 years. So I did keep my full-time job for a while in accounting, and that job just wasn't fulfilling. It wasn't something that I wanted to do, but I had already been in finance for so many years. This accounting position fell in my lap. So I took it because it was more money. And then when I started doing real estate, my goal was to quit my full-time job eventually and work full-time as an agent. So eventually that time came and I did. The hustle never stops, which being an entrepreneur, it's expected. So that never bothered me. I've always been a hard worker. So hard work is nothing new to me. But when all these changes started happening, it's just not fulfilling to me anymore. I don't get excited about doing it. I don't want to stress out about it. I don't want to be in the hustle and bustle of it. I just have no more desire to do that because I feel there's something else for me that I'm supposed to be doing. What that is, I have no damn clue because I'm not talented. I don't have a degree. And I've been in real estate for the past 11 years. This is all I know. Like, this is all I know. I'm good at it. I think I'm a pretty damn good negotiator. But it's not filling my soul anymore. I mean, I still have my clients that I work with, and it's fine, but it's just not something that I want to continue doing for the rest of my years on this earth. I feel like there's something else that I'm destined to do, and I need to find it. So the change of that is obviously very, very scary. So I'm reading this Discover Your Soul Mission, and I put these little tabs in there because there's some paragraphs in here that really resonated with me, and I mean, I would like to go back and just read them again and things like that. In this book, one of the paragraphs that just really stood out to me, because this is exactly how I felt, and I'm sure most people feel about change. So I'm gonna read this to you really quick. Those who fear change often say they feel as though they have lost touch with their spiritual center. But being in touch with our spiritual energy is part of our soul journey of discovery, change, and novelty. If we don't allow ourselves to continue on that journey, we get stuck. A journey implies movement, and those who refuse to take action are paralyzed by their fear of change, of finding themselves in a territory that's unfamiliar. That paragraph just so yelled at me when I read it, because that is most people. Most people fear change. And I know that I am number one at that. I don't like change. I like routine. I like everything to be the same. So the fact that my soul is screaming to me, Jackie, you need to change. Your career needs to change. There's something else out there for you. Scared the crap out of me, because I'm like, wait, what? No, this is all I know. I've been doing it for 11 years. I don't want to change. I want to stay doing this. Come on, soul, just keep wanting me to keep letting me love real estate. But it's just not happening. It's not. There's something pulling me towards something else, and I just have to find it. But I'm going to continue, because this other paragraph was also really good, and it really did resonate with me as well. In order to follow our soul potential, we need to trust our soul and take a leap of faith. Many of us as youngsters were fearful before we took that first dive into the pool. And we see the same terrifying feeling in our children as they take their first dives. The same apprehension prevents us from seizing new, promising business opportunities, making drastically different career moves, or cultivating meaningful and fulfilling relationships. Nothing can reduce our fear of entering the water head first, but the actual first dive itself. Our soul potential is about not knowing, but trusting our soul that it's right. That section of this book just really stayed with me. And I resonated with it. Just, it's fearful. I feel like I'm older. I feel like you're 47. How are you going to start a new? All the doubts are coming to my head, all of them. But when I read that, it's because I'm scared. Real estate is all I've known. That's all I've done besides accounting, which I haven't done in years. And I don't want to go back to that. Like, it wasn't something that I dreamed of doing. Real estate was a big part of my life that I enjoyed doing in the beginning. And it's just not fitting for me anymore. I have been so afraid to admit that I wanted something different. Afraid of change, afraid of what people would think. And I was especially afraid that I was just going through something and I would get over it. But that's not happening. I have had this strong feeling since all these changes started happening to me. Nothing has changed. I still am on a mission. And I know that it's going to take some time because I have to figure out what that is. I want to find something that when I wake up every single morning and I have to get to work, that I absolutely love doing. And that's what I'm on this mission for. Now, my real estate career, I'm blessed. I'm thankful. I'm grateful for the career that I've had. I am. And of course, like I'm not going to quit. Like I am going to continue working in real estate, and I'll continue to push through it until I find my soul purpose. So being afraid of all these changes, I started realizing something. This isn't a breakdown. It's an awakening. I feel so awake. I feel like, yes, keep searching. Keep doing what you're doing. You're going to find it. Menopause just didn't take something from me. It revealed something to me. I'm learning that discovering your soul purpose does not happen overnight. It happens when you listen. It happens when you reflect. You stop comparing. You stop rushing. It's just quiet work. If you feel like something inside of you is shifting, don't panic. Maybe this isn't the end of who you were. Maybe it's the beginning of who you're becoming. Until next time.